Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Middle East and Tyrone podcast, brought to you by me, Talal Jomar. I'm sorry I have nobody else on the podcast today. I know this past few weeks I've had different ones on, talking about all different kinds of stuff. Hope you enjoyed the one I done with Owen Colgan from Hardy Bucks. I personally enjoyed it a lot. He's one of my favourite comedians, and I love Hardy Bucks as well. And he said he would come on some other time, so hopefully that'll come to fruition. I know it's been a while since I've had a podcast out. I just to say I haven't had time. People say what have you been doing, but I've been raising a child, like, and sometimes you just don't have time. Doing other things as well, which I'll get on down a bit. But yeah, so let's get into it. By myself. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't, well, hard luck. I think I can't do this podcast there without talking about George Floyd and his unfortunate death. Look, racism and all that jazz is something I stay away from. I'm not educated enough on it. I just also believe that people have their beliefs. Look, it's up to you. I'm not anybody to tell you you're wrong for believing this, believing that. What I do have an issue with is the people on Facebook that are complaining about it. If somebody wants to put up a post talking about it, fine, but it's the comments underneath, and it's the uneducatedness. I don't know if that's even a word. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Sounds good though. Of people, and they're getting into all these arguments and rows, and it's just their arguments are so uneducated, and they're making it a big deal for something that's really not. If you know what I mean. I'm not saying that the George Floyd thing isn't a big deal, but if somebody puts up a Facebook post, or puts up a hashtag on Black Lives Matter, then you have people commenting going, "Oh, what about this person that got killed in England? Not a word about it." And happens in Palestine. You're sitting going, "Yes, but no death is less significant than another death." Do you know what I mean? So as I said, trying to stay away from racism. I have no time for racist sectarianism, bigotry. I don't have time for any of that. There's enough problems in the world without having to hate. I just don't understand why people get on these arguments, and it's always people who are sitting out the back of their house, 6 or 7 tins of Carlsberg super import in them, or some doll who's maybe had one too many mojitos that's just made with leaves that's just pulled out of the fucking garden hedge, and the other ones are on Facebook crying about this and crying about that, and like it's so evidently that they're saying, "Oh, I'm not racist," but if you start a sentence by going, "I'm not racist," but you're basically implying that you are a racist. You know what I mean? So look, yes, it happened in America, but it's a global problem as well. Look, I have suffered with racism in the past before. My whole family have suffered with racism in the past. Um, you just get on with it. Do you know what I mean? And like, it would be very easy for me to say, yeah, support this and Black Lives Matter and all, but like I just stay away from it because I have no time for all that. I have no time for uneducated dickheads come back to me going, nah, 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 yapping at me. So, at stage, I just stay well away from it. And, because, like, you know, like, I suffered racism not that long ago, different places. I go to an airport, not that I'm complaining, it's just I'm doing the job, but they open see my passport, Irish passport, hear the accent, next thing they open it up and go, place of birth, Saudi Arabia. Something's not right here. Do you know what I mean? So let's just check me out. And it's wee subtle things like that. Like one time I got stopped by a policeman he was an elderly policeman, obviously from a different generation than myself, and he took out my driving license, asked for my driving license, and handed him my driving license. He says, "Oh, how long have you been living in my country for?" And I'm sitting going, "Your country?" But you don't bite these things. But like obviously nothing compared to what if you watch the news and read different articles of what black people have suffered are still suffering in America. Like I know if I get stopped by police, I'm not going to get shot. Reaching for my wallet. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, racism exists, and look, I think there is a time and a place. Like some people try and be smart about it and be funny about it and be downright cruel about the whole racism thing. Like I have some of my friends and like people say, "Oh, how can you let him?" Like I've been in situations in pubs and bars and somebody said something to me and somebody go, "Oh, how do you speak to him? When you let him speak to us?" Race thing going, yes, it's a racist remark, but he's my friend, so it's racial humour, and I'll hit them back with a racial remark as well. Do you know what I mean? So like, I'm all for racial humour in the right context. Let me just put that out first. Um, so yeah, look, enough about that. I know people have been complaining, and they're probably right about these protests. They're not. I don't think it's two different complaints. They're not complaining about why they're protesting. It's how they're protesting. So looting shops and stuff, not really the thing to be doing. Another thing is mass congregations of people. Has the coronavirus been eradicated from the earth? I don't think so. When did it stop? Um, Although on Facebook you have uh, people who have been using their time off, obviously, because they were infectious disease or infectious control disease experts, now public activists experts as well now, and social human rights experts as well. So fair play to them ones, are the ones on Facebook, the Susans and Karens of the world, um, and people who hide behind blank Facebook profiles and blank Twitter profiles, Instagram profiles, and people who are just who think they're being smart and clever. But yeah, even not even the people coming on about the protesting. Do you know what I mean? Who are going, oh, these protests are going to create the second wave of the coronavirus. See, before the protests started, I have seen not I've seen people have house parties, and they weren't social distancing. I there's the park and ride just beside where I live. I went down one day from a bit of a walk, and I seen a girl get out of a car, meet a fella in another car, and um they must have forgot I was there. Steamy windows, should I say? So do you know what I mean? So and you need to be, we're going to have to be very, very careful of this, because whenever, if there is a second outbreak or a second wave of the coronavirus, and I hope there isn't, because I'm sick to the teeth of it, very careful that social media doesn't keep it'll post up pictures of all these protests and going, sees people protesting, but it's not going to show the people who had house parties and who've had it from day one. Do you know what I mean? People who haven't been social distancing from day one. Now, I know the age restrictions. Thank God that you can meet your friends outside, but blah blah blah. But somebody misses a family, friends more than me. I'm sure everybody's the same, but I'm still taking the necessary precautions. I'm not letting people into my house. I'm not going around to people's houses. Like one of my best friends he had a baby girl. Congratulations to him, by the way. There's nothing I'd loved more than to call over to his house, hold his child, um, have a chat with him, but I couldn't. I just went around, dropped the present off, um, had talked him over the gate, which was just the way the world is, and like I'd have been safe because I've been isolating and he's been self isolating, obviously because I had a child not that long ago and he's just had one a couple of weeks ago. So, but like that's just an extra precaution. So, what has happened? Like the people have just forgot about the coronavirus and they're just meeting willy nilly. And I did say at the start, I was like, they shouldn't tell people their easing restrictions until we can go back to normality, because people will just, you give people an inch, they'll just take a mile. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what's happening. Um, like you go into shops now, and people just tramping over the top of each other. And like Tesco's and Asda, they have arrows to tell you which way to walk up and down the aisles, but people just don't. I know why it's just this part of the world we live in, or what, but catch a grip, guys. Like you have to walk around. Fair enough, something you might want isn't like halfway down the aisle, and you just so handy just to nip up and grab it, but just take 10 seconds and walk around the proper way, like stuff like that. And like house parties stuff. And yes, I know it's difficult, and people miss their friends, and it's okay for me. Like I'm living with my girlfriend of a child, so I don't know if I was a single fella, would I be going away in the head, and would I be breaking rules? But I would like to think I wouldn't be, because I just want it to be over. I'm sick of the teeth of it. I'm sick of the teeth of talking about it. I know we're hopefully on the right side of it. So hopefully with these protests and house parties stuff, I don't have a second outbreak, because I, for one, just want places reopened, a bit of normality back to my life. Hopefully. Um, but yeah, so and just to cap 2020 off, like just has been the great year it's been so far. Again, personally for me, it's been fantastic. Birth of my child. But outside of that, it's 2020's been an absolute nightmare with coronavirus, the protests, and now the icing on the cake. Maddie McCann apparently is going to be found. Um, Obviously very sad, presumed dead, but some random guy in Germany. And if you really think about it, I've seen somebody put up, I think it was on Twitter maybe. where all the tinfoil hat heads live, and people who are into conspiracies, they say what better way to distract the people of the UK than to magically come up with this guy in Germany. How he wasn't found before, who knows? Maybe that'll all be revealed. But to take your mind off what's going on in America and around the world. You know, the most one of the most famous child abduction cases in the world, Madeleine McCann. Apparently, they found her killer. You know what I mean. So I don't know. It's just whether they can run conspiracy theories or not. I don't know. I wouldn't be a big one for conspiracies, but see, the more you read into it, like it is there is truth in it. Like I have very good friend of mine. He's mad in that he's all into the 5G Bill Gates conspiracies, and um, he just take time to read and all that jazz. I just don't. I try and stay away from him because it melts your head. But he does have a point. He's always telling us, but you need to open your eyes and ears and listen to think outside the box, read between the lines, and he does have a point. Why out of all of a sudden during this whole mentalness that is the world right now, the world is on fire. Declan Nerney, stop the world, let me off, please. Um, do they magically come up with this person? Do you know what I mean? Out of the blue, like. So maybe there is a bit of truth in that. I don't know. Um, but maybe a bit of a glimmer of hope here that pubs and restaurants are going to be fast tracked to being opened. I don't know how that's going to work. I know restaurants will be easier to open than pubs, as in restaurants you don't really tend to mingle with other tables. I know I don't. I just go and eat my food and leave. Because I can't stand people who have a meal and then sit for 2 hours after. Like when I eat a big feed, I just want to go home, trash bottoms on, and just peg out in the couch. Like, do you know what I mean? Fall asleep. Because that's the best sleep you get is after a feed. Like Christmas Day, when you have your big turkey dinner, Christmas Day, you sit in the sofa and it's just the best like snooze you'll ever have. Um, but pubs, like I don't know, like at the start of this whole thing, I was like, cannot wait to get a pint, blah blah blah. But as the sort of weeks and months go by, sort of just I'm okay about it. I don't. If bars open, I would go for a couple of pints. Like they're talking about bringing in a 3 drink limit, which look at the end of the day, some people that's going to be best thing for them, especially me. I'm drinking weeks, months. So after 3 drinks, I'll be anyone's, and I'm hard enough to listen to when I'm sober. So when I'm drunk, I can be a bit of a mouth, and not a mouth as in like I just talk dung, more dung than I do when I'm sober. So if that's how they're going to do it, as in you book a table, which is great, nothing worse than getting in the bar and not getting a seat. Um, 4 or 5 of your friends, whatever. I know who you're going to take pints with, and it's a table service. I don't know if that's how it's going to be, or you have a wee like some restaurants have like a wee buzzer when your pint's ready. You just the wee buzzes, you go up and lift your pint. I don't know. Do you pay like tap your card or PayPal or something? Like there's loads of ways. There's ways and means around everything. So hopefully, like, but it'd be nice to get that social aspect back again. Saturday evening, football's on. I would love to because the football's coming back too. Even though I think it shouldn't be. But anyway, it'd be nice to go take a couple of lads, 3 or 4 pints and home because that's the ideal. It's just like if you knew you had a 4 pint limit, it would be great for me because many times I've text my woman going, yeah, I'm only out for a couple of pints. Next thing it's Sunday afternoon and yeah, doghouse for 3 or 4 days. So this could be a blessing in disguise. Hopefully, all being well. All being well, things do get open quickly enough, get a bit of normality back. Even my own, uh, hopefully, because I joined Riverdale Football Club start of last year, the start of last season. Was enjoying it. It was obviously cut short. Hopefully, we can get out training soon. And in preparation for that, I'm sort of back to going to gym myself, not gym, but I have a personal trainer that I go to. Shout out Kira Dobbin. She's been fantastic. Like she takes 2 or 3 clients a day, massive deep clean in between each client. She's a big enough area where it's 2 meter distance. You have to wash your hands, wear gloves. So yeah, following all the necessary precautions, and she did check where she could open again, and she could. So happy days. But most stuff's done outside anyway, so no real issue there. And then also started a few weeks ago that couch to 5k, and like I do a bit of cycling and stuff, so like. And I prefer cycling to running. I've always hated running, and I know people are going to say, "Well, should this easy harder run?" But even when I wasn't this big, I hated running. Like I'd be confident enough sort of guy. As I say, I do with cycling, so I can get into lycra and go anywhere. Cycle on the bike, no matter what size I am, go into a shop, whatever I want, no problem. Doesn't affect me at all. Now, when I go running, I just constant beamer. Like I don't understand how people are good at running. Like I'm running, I'm sitting going, am I running? Am I walking? Am I moving my arms funny? What do I look like? Do I look like a T Rex running? Do I look like I'm about to shit myself? Do I look like I need to go to the toilet? Is my mouth open? Is my eyes open? Am I bouncing too much? Um, am I running? Do I running like I have a limp? Like it's just a constant battle with me, and I just get so bored running. Like and like I had a good enough imagination, but it's like so boring. So like I usually stick on a podcast or music or something to try and get me over the line. So if I need any tips for a new runner, like I'm not doing it because I want to be a runner. I'm doing it just to try and get fit for the pre-season coming in. Whenever it's back, I'd like to be in a bit better shape. Trying to lose a bit of weight because obviously when lockdown first came in, child and all, just was like you made an excuse for eating. It's just like it's lockdown. I'll just eat another 6 Snickers, or frig it's lockdown. I'll go and get another takeaway, or it's lockdown. I'll just sit and drink 10 tins of Coke in an hour just to see can I do it, just to pass the time. So hopefully I'm on the right way. Um, as I say, I've nearly the Couch to 5K thing done. I just don't run fast. I just can't do it. It's like a mental block on me. It's not a good runner. So if anybody's any tips, any listeners out there, any tips, and yes, I'll take abuse as well. No doubt, people listening will message me going, sit away from the table. That'll help you run faster, or whatever. But yeah, I'll take it. Look, folks, that's hopefully me back now doing putting out regular podcasts again. I know it's been a wee bit sporadic, but I was just trying to get in a bit of a routine with a new child and everything else that was going on. So hopefully that's me back on the track. The world is on fire, but hopefully next couple of weeks we'll start a bit of normality back. Closed shops are going to be reopening. Hopefully bars, restaurants are going to be reopening. And look, if you want to queue up for McDonald's for 2 hours, be my guest, but get a life. Do you know what I mean? Nobody likes McDonald's better than me, but I wouldn't queue 2 hours for one. Absolutely not. And do you want to know something? Whenever restaurants do open, especially local businesses and all that jazz, queue up there for 2 hours. Focus your energy, and I know there's local people who have jobs, McDonald's and stuff, right? But they can afford to keep their staff on furlough because they've loads of money. But the small business owners and local business owners, let's see that energy put into there. Let's try and get our economy back off the ground. Everybody back to work and a bit of normality, and hopefully by Christmas time we'll be back to sort of half normality. Even though I don't think the world will ever go back to being normal, I think people will. But as I say, with this coronavirus, it's opened everyone's eyes a lot to be more hygienic. If you do have a cold or a flu, to stay indoors. So how many people go to work when they're not feeling the best? We've all done it. So maybe something like that. It's opened their eyes that maybe not everybody needs to go to work. Um, as in not go to work, but then needs to be in work to do the work. People can work from home. Personally, for me, working from home is horrendous. I hate it. I'd rather be in the office, or whatever. So yeah, look, that's all for me, folks. Hopefully another podcast out in another few days. We'll go through all different kinds of shade again. I'm probably gonna do one reviewing TV shows, movies that I've been watching. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled again. Stay safe, stay alert, as Boris Johnson says, and stop being dickheads on Facebook and causing rows. No call for it. Like, who really cares at the end of the day? Stay out of everyone's business. Let people be who they want to be. Simple as that. Look, it's all for me, folks. Stay safe. Wash your hands, and hopefully, chat in another few days. Bye bye.